Tak, zdravím všetkých. Dobrý deň. Dneska si zahráme kolo Juarez, pokračujeme. Druhý diel. Začať hrať, pokračovať, príbeh. Ideme na to. Ideme zabiť nejakých gangstrov. Banditov.
A few weeks after that dust-up at the OK Corral, I was still after Johnny Ringo.
Takže
I had
ideme.
tracked him and the cowboys to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
Máme dovednostný bod. Rýchloruky ostrostrelec, rýchle prsty. Pištolník. Obojručné revolvery, to mi netrvá veľmi. Vyššie úrovne komba, to by sa mi zišlo. Tak, ideme. Ideme ku píle. Tu už číha. Číha.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. But first I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious.
Earp's coming!
Get ready, boys. Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise, and after that gunfight at the OK Corral, the Clantons wanted revenge.
God damn you!
So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil.
That
What?
ain't Earp, is it?
Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
Pozbieramy náboje, to nikto nemá pušku.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the Cowboys identified each other, and I was beginning to wish I had one myself.
Som nebol slepý.
But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed, and that's what drove me forward.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and no cap.
Dynamity. Dynamity sa videli.
Earp wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have taken him.
That lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal? Well, to get to that loyal friend, I had to pass by some buzzsaws as big as a man.
Gdzie są chłopcy?
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow
Patrz,
belly to
prostejszy
boot.
jako kibel bity, patrz. To ja już nie wiem. Silas mapie historki. Wodzi na składku drzewa nogi biła. Nie starzym, co?
Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack.
Indeed, I will.
Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
Mam si dynamit. Odjeli trošku naboje. Tak, ja sztyla na mnie. Ja już nie wolę. A, żona była, super. Tu je nugetík, nuget, ale no. Učeravě byl.
Smoke that sumbitch! Death is too good, girl. There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience.
Patience,
I'm
please.
painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly,
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand. Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
A, tu je. Tu jest gangster. Curly Bill. No, idziemy porazić kuczerałego
Are you
Billa.
saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir.
Yes,
I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open. Brocious gave me no choice but to take his life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. It took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
Johnny Ringo. Aha, że to jest duel.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true. Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo.
Planeta Nuggets do czterech.
I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill, and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Now, wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did. I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant, and hunting Plummer looked like a good way to get rich quick. as the
Doslovca
local
banju,
vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head. Plummer rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape, and that's where I thought I'd find him.
Rýchle prebíjanie, pušky alebo dlhšie komba, to by som nezišlo. Vyššiu kapacitu brokov a dynamitu. Toto nie. Tak, to nie toto. Vykladaný 6-ranový revolver. Vylepšenie. Vykladaný revolver. Plus 30% kadencia, 15% rýchlosť mierenia. Okay.
As my late father pointed out to me more than once, God made men. Samuel Colt made them equal.
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.
Why would you be nervous? No one has the cojones to come after us. Well, if you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
Yeah? Who the hell is that then? Don't
Čo to vidím? Civilná stráž. Okay. Nechcem takú myslím.
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it.
Aha. No ale ho nechcem vrátiť.
It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in '48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments. Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings. Charlie Crow, the blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable. Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's sons. Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Stealing and thieving and murdering their neighbors. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam.
Čo? Ja? Kde? Čo? Čo za bugy? Dinamit wybuchowny, nie? Co za
Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to break. Dangerous, desperate individuals. I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it. They must have thought I was tough, or had some kind of death wish, seeing as there were barrels of gunpowder everywhere.
No, to już są słyszymy.
I thought I was some kind of hero.
To już są słyszymy.
I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out.
Trzeba i zacząłby spekulować.
I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense. It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
Prawdopodobnie. Ej, halo.
Put that more. You ain't beating me.
Gdzie? Kto? Aha.
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around.
Ja już bym się zamotał.
And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
I'm ending you.
A single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
Now put this down.
Benak Montana. A, naboje. To zawsze idzie. Nie wiem, czy mam iść dole, czy górę. Spuszymy iść dole.
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come. Okay. Ten combo. Dlhšie komba. Rýchlejšie mierenie.
With all that gunpowder and dynamite
Yeah.
everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at.
To była ciasnostka. Ja się będę. Zlata horúčka. A ta horúčka. Okay. Máme 3 nugety, už len jeden mi chýba. V tomto pole a tu sa takto hýbe.
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane. It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it.
A ste mi mali povedať, že vozík padá na mňa.
Instead, I spotted a ladder,
Haha,
way into the mine from the opposite side.
sa vyrendroval. Rebríček. Tak, ideme dole, zlezieme.
It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution, because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I needed to make a leap of faith, which ain't easy when you're suspended between heaven and hell. I was determined not to give up, however.
Takže tak.
As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob. And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water. But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
No, nugget. A tu. Idziemy sobie po nugget. Tak. Ale... Henry Plummer. Okej. Gdzie jest skarbnik? To. Prieraz, dostał prieraz.
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there. The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Bude boss fight. Sheriff. Henry Plummer.
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! Today is just getting worse and worse for you. Ain't it?
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was gonna take some doing.
I need some help here! Come on, Joey! Take this cocksucker out! They're gonna need a dustpan to pick you up! I'm going all medieval on your ass! You can run, but you can't hide forever! Oh! Take this, you son of a bitch! I can shoot too!
Jasne, 1000 HP jak stale.
Just kill him! You ain't taking me!
Jasne.
That's that one! Get it!
Oh, that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold.
Skoro są umrą.
I was officially a bounty hunter.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself. Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself. I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no good.
Tak, z hurta już nie wiem.
I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
I thought the Texas Rangers got Hardin.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe. It was coldin' a witch's tit and a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres.
О, боже.
The very same saloon we're sitting in today.
Если ничего, бил общить. Рифлами роняет, да. Лучший комбо, окей. Есть еще ты?
Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me, and... Wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. Fathers and husbands, brothers and sons, men with families who cared about them. Families who put up money in hopes of finding justice. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
Shit, it's cold out here. I'm freezing with giblets on. Ain't right we gotta stay out here keeping watch like this.
Ain't nobody stupid enough to go after Hardin anyway.
Better 3 hours early than a minute too late.
God damn it! Shoot that son of a bitch!
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcomed presence.
Zwiacką typedle. Rewolwer Dzikiego Zapadu, okej.
Show 'em how to die!
Papyli się same splą. Nie są pomagane.
You ain't beating me! Tell Hardin someone's coming for him! Stop that sumbitch!
Gdzie jest ty?
Let the boys know we got another law dog.
I wondered if Bob was among them. And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better.
Aha, teraz idziemy do toho mesta.
Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption,
Degenerate.
but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration. I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon.
Naboje. No. Tak, vylepšíme si dačo. Opäť čo to si dáme. Rýchle nabíjanie revolveru. Viac kapacity, okej. Rýchle prebíjanie pušky. Rýchlejšia zbraň. Ale cíko to bude. To stade až to tím tráfi. Teraz ten nugget musím zobrať znovu, či... Asi nie, nie. Rzucam, że zawsze wpadnie. Jak sa tam dostanem?
That's right. Run!
Przepraszam.
Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me. Can't get a good shot at him. Well, this sumbitch is loco. In fact, I felt a certain hostility. I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived, as a moment later I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
The duel. No, gdzie mi zabiję?
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him. That man was faster than greased lightning. But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
So he didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless Avenger took his life. Shot him in the back at a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben?
Nugety 3 za 6, szkoda.
Thank you, darling. Yeah, some say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, did you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
Yes, I did, Ben. I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation. A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickled the nether regions of heaven.
Dobra, pokračujemy zajtra. Tak pekný deň, majte sa.